Hey, and welcome to another Chicago Beer Pass
Brad's ready.
beer review. We got Afro Beer Chick joining us again.
Hey.
But we didn't go anywhere. So all in the same clothes, in the same cans. But we have some Damien from Surly.
Man, Minnesota, right? Probably the largest brewery in Minnesota. Darkness Day is appropriately, I believe, it just happened this past weekend.
Right, so, the guys from Portrait Drinking,
Yeah.
they got sent all the darkness. And here, Surly sends us some Damien, which we appreciate this.
Brad's tone goes up and down. I don't know which way he's going. I don't know if I should.
He's doing subliminals. That's what it is.
If I should support it or I should dig deeper. I don't know. Yeah, man. So the way I get it, Damien is the second runnings of Darkness.
Yes.
So we got the second runnings, Brad.
We got the second runnings. We're not as good as Porch Drinking. The second tier of Porch Drinking.
So this is a black ale at 6%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And then but second runnings is totally a thing on these big beers, right? We were talking in the pre-show how, the name escapes me, but Bourbon County had a second runnings beer.
Has Dark Lord ever done a?
I don't know if they did. It wasn't like canned the way Surly's is.
Yeah.
I learned at Capone's that A Little Crazy was actually it began as the second runnings of the institutionalized barley wine. And barrel aged institutionalized as straight jacket. But yeah, but the second runnings of that is A Little Crazy. So the small beers they call them, right? Where the beer's so big that hey, they take those same grains and they just make another fucking beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, small beers are fun. There's like the small talk from Forbidden Root that's not a small beer, so it confuses me. But sometimes you lose and in this one you lose some body a little bit. That's just something that happens with small beers. But
yeah, which I guess might be some of the intent. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a black ale?
Yeah, they call it black ale because it would be coming from a Russian Imperial Stout or Imperial Stout, so I think it's, yeah.
So it's since they hopped the hell out of it, right? So I guess that you could go black ale or hoppy porter.
Well, I was getting ready to say, because it has the roastiness of a porter.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I didn't know, if I hadn't read the label, I would have thought that this was a porter.
And you hate porters.
Well, see, wait a minute, hold on, man. See, I have...
Everything I know from social media, Shalonda
Right,
hates
okay.
porters.
The internet is real life. So if you saw it out there, then it might be real.
Whatever, Nick, you stay over there. I don't hate porters. I have not just found one that wowed me. Unlike I can say I don't like sours. I'll try sours, but I don't like sours. I don't hate porters. I'm just looking for one that actually tastes good to me.
Okay.
So I'm still looking.
And how does this?
This will be a porter to me, and I wouldn't want it.
Okay.
See, now if it had a little more malt character, right?
Yeah.
Then it's okay, now we're approaching that, that tangerine, chocolate clever tangerine, black IPA territory. Mm-hmm. But this is a lot lighter in body.
Yeah, I don't think it has the
beers.
body of a porter.
No.
it's more.
It has the roastiness of a porter, but not the body.
But the ale body.
Is this could this be considered a what was that thing? Can this be considered a evening ale?
Yo,
So wait, we have day, evening, lunch, ale. What?
Well,
we were at Half Acre.
Half Acre has this terrible Kolsch called Evening Kolsch. Or it's not. That's the style of it. I forget what
What's
it was
the name?
called.
I forget the name of it too.
And
But
I was
it was described as an evening Kolsch, and I'm like, man, 3.9%.
I was
and a
like,
Kolsch, I'm in.
I was like, this is everything I need after 3 brewery stops, and it was everything I didn't want all at the same time.
Because it was dark like this. It was kind of funny.
But it was like, I just wanted. You also come from Dovetail, and it's like I want to just continue that crisp flavor, and you give me this kind of malty, roasty beer. It's like and I wanted to Kolsch. But
I will say this. Okay, so unlike the porters that you guys say that I hate, this is a little heavier, And like, to the people who are watching this from my page, this is not, I would not consider this as the brown water as I talk about all the time.
Oh, is that what you call it?
I call the porter's brown water. I say it's flavorless brown water. And I literally said that on a podcast
Part of me
to someone named Daddy Porter.
Daddy Porter. You told Daddy Porter that.
I said, hey, it tastes like brown water.
Your namesake beer is brown water. That's how I am with gravy, though. Like
we're not talking about food.
I don't understand gravy at all. It's just like this is unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't. Some gravy's different. There's like different kinds of gravy.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
You can't tell him that. You
like
can't.
Brown sauce that's just brown. Like that tastes brown.
Like, come on.
I'm thinking just brown water with no flavor, no body, no nothing. And to me, that's what a porter is.
This is
But this has flavor.
It has some and has a little bit more body than a porter, so I wouldn't completely pass this off.
I tell you, this for me, like if I'm on a bender, whether it's in Crystal Lake or doing the brew bus, right? And sometimes I don't want a pilsner or just another pale or something light. I want something that's interesting but not overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
And those dark malts in here are interesting enough for me to want to keep drinking, right? Without having that traditional flavored beer profile. Mm-hmm. Right, so that's why I like it.
But and you get like a baby darkness,
and then that,
like you can't. Darkness is what 13-14%. So having a 6.5% version of darkness is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's like you're at an event and you're already turned. You're already turned. You don't want to keep going. Mm-hmm. You don't want more bigs.
Like
you don't want more
this
bigs.
Next to Coffee Bender, like go 1-2, like that would be super nice.
They deserve a lot of credit for making beers in that vein. Yeah. Where they're like lower in alcohol but really big flavor. Mm-hmm. They deserve a lot of credit for that. Yeah. I hear Darkness Day is quite the hang, man. I used to always diss it because I'm like, you can get Darkness in Market. Why would I go up there? Yeah. But apparently there's a side for like RVs, and then there's a side for people who just come up in cars. And the whole point is to like bring like full on smokers and stay the whole night and just have like this overnight early fall
hangout.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hang up in Minnesota.
Well, yeah. And if it's this coming weekend, what's that, 3 weeks earlier than usual because it was like Halloween weekend.
Yeah, and I actually think they moved it to.
It bounces around, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it just happened.
Oh, it just happened.
I think it was just last week.
Last week, okay, which is way better than end of October. It was so cold. It sometimes snowed. It was a mess.
Yeah, and then it got so popular that they actually moved it out of state. Now it's near an amphitheater in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Darkness, unlike Dark Lord, it makes it to the stores, so you can sometimes end up finding it here in Chicago. It ends up being on tap at like Hop Leaf or Map Room or other places as well because it's a draw.
27th and the 28th, so it just happened. And then I will say this about Darkness Day too, man. They take care of you when you go to Darkness Day. You see the founder of Surly riding through with a forklift, dropping off kegs of Surly Bender for the crowd, and with a little tap, and they're just pouring it out. Like they want the experience to be enjoyable, they want to participate in your joy.
Now I want to go.
I'm telling you, man, I blew it off.
Now I want to go check it out for myself.
I blew it off for years, man, and apparently
I'd love to see like nice. What it is now.
Next year we're there.
Oh, for sure.
Do a show from there.
Hey. And the Prince Museum is up there. Been up there for that.
Yeah, we went up there for that. I like
that.
That's
we
fun.
can see your buddy past the hops.
Yeah, he's in Rochester, so he's like an hour away, but most definitely he would definitely come.
On the way or way back.
Well, I don't exactly know where Rochester, Minnesota is, but yeah.
It's outside St. Paul.
Mall of America's up there, And then, Indeed, and, shout out to Summit. They got a good scene up there, up in Soda.
I'm digging the label, though, although the character on the label looks like Annabelle from the creepy movie.
It's Damien, man. It's a child of darkness, man.
I know, I'm just saying, but it looks more like Annabelle.
It's dope and it's name appropriate, too. Like, you got Surly Darkness, you got fucking Damien. And then, Stubbs and Herbs? Is that
yeah.
Is this because the University of Minnesota sits like right downtown Minneapolis, and there's like this classic bar, Stubbs and Herbs, and they always got this. Every time I go, they got this Damien on tap if you go at the right time. Yeah, Minnesota's a nice excursion, hour flight, but you want to drive, so you can bring stuff back. 6 hours in the car, maybe something like that.
No, 7.
7,
8 hours.
7, 8 hours.
Yeah.
But you can stop in at Lagunitas too. On your drive, if you wanted to. If you wanted to Chippewa Falls.
Oh no, you're talking about.
Where?
You said Lagunitas, but you meant Leinenkugel's.
Oh, Leinenkugel's. Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
Like, huh?
Why
Yeah,
don't you want to stop there?
Cause
It's a pretty neat brewery to see.
you know, they might have peanut butter blue moon.
Cherry roasted blue moon. Okay.
All right, Damien. If you can't do darkness, this works, and it's a good beer.
Yeah, and shout out to Surly, man. Their new brewery is gorgeous.
Yeah,
Brad was
It
up there.
is.
Yeah, and Minnesota's a nice excursion if you're looking to escape occupied Chicago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.